Hey.
Hey, Jason.
Hey.
So we're here at the end of week 6,
Yeah.
and you have pushed an app out last night.
Yeah. Yeah. So continuing on like what we said about last within in the last video. So like in last video we ended at saying I will finish at week five's project and then start week six project.
Yep.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah, in the middle of the week, you decided just to try to finish up week 5 and week 6.
Right.
Why was that?
Cause I was stuck at a certain point, and I was like also stressed out as well. And I decided in the beginning I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish. And then uh, it was just too hard. So
Just turned out much harder than you
yeah,
thought.
you also like suggested like, oh, maybe we should like do a reset. Um, so towards the end, like I was like, okay, maybe I should do a reset. So instead of like starting a new project for week six, I just continue working on like trying to finish week five.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's going to be better than continuously like catching up in the beginning of a week and then starting in the middle of a week.
Right.
And then running late on that one and then just continuing that cycle. I think starting week 7 from Monday,
Okay.
then doing a full week again.
Today, right? Today.
Yep, that's today.
Yeah. So well, sorry today because I did completed the week five's project.
Mhm.
I submitted
Yeah.
to the App Store for review.
Yeah.
So that's like a completed.
Before midnight on Sunday.
Yeah. I still made it on time though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's good.
Yeah. Let's talk about what happened this past week.
Yeah. So for week five, I did pretty good job on recording time. So let's look at the time that I recorded.
I think it's this one.
This one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah, this one's good.
Okay. So let's look at the chart. So as you can see, like I think I started on was it
Thursday.
Yeah, on the October 10th, which is I'm sorry, October 4th, which is a Thursday. So I started working on Thursday for week five's project.
Yep.
And
you did the icon and
Yep.
starting the project.
Yeah. So I set up the project. I designed the app icon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I.
And then that's the only thing.
Yeah.
We had it was a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, it was 3-day weekend to Columbus Day.
You talked about that in the last video.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to. Yeah. In the last video I mentioned like I went to New York. It wasn't very productive. Mm-hmm. So that was like lesson learned.
We recorded on Tuesday evening.
Recorded on Tuesday evening. I also coded a little bit on Tuesday. In the morning.
I think I remember when you were starting the video, you were kind of hesitant. I remember now. You're pretty tired, and I said, let's just record the video.
Yeah, on that day I didn't want to record video because I felt like a failure. Because like I didn't accomplish what I wanted to. Yeah, but like you pushed me to record a video, which we did. I mean, it's good. Just to show like progress of where I am.
Yep.
And on the next day,
Wednesday, you did a little bit more coding, like 4 hours worth. It looks like.
Yeah, 4 hour worth of coding, and
I think you mentioned getting stuck somewhere.
Yeah, so I got stuck. At like this, like the states, like when on timers, like when you press like start, pause, reset. I was having trouble managing the states, and I reached out to you, and then you drew me a diagram, which is this. Let's see if I can. So you drew me a diagram about like the states of like, so this diagram made it clear. So it directed me into the right path of like how I should structure my code. So that helped a lot. Yeah, so let's see what else. So I coded.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then on Thursday.
Yeah, most of my coding was done on a Sunday. On a Sunday.
On yesterday, basically.
Yeah.
Sunday, but also it's like Saturday, late night Saturday.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We did a
Actually,
little bit
Saturday and Sunday.
That's where you got the most.
Yeah. So
done.
It was Saturday night.
9 hours worth. Saturday night it was 1 hour
and
about 1 hour,
an
2
hour
hours.
and a half. About an hour and a half. And then on Sunday, that's where I crank out most of the code.
Mm-hmm. It's not a good habit to
yeah.
at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you look at the time recording, I spend very, very little time on planning. Not planning, like.
I didn't really do much.
Yeah, I didn't even do any like app architect my app, right?
You designed a bit.
Yeah, I designed a bit, but I never really write down like all the classes, all the classes, the objects, like what does one object, like what's the responsibility for each object?
Not like we did on week 3 or week 2.
I remember saying that I should spend more time on doing that, which I didn't really follow what I said, which is stupid because like I can feel that when I don't do something like this, like architect the app, I spend so much time like coding and I get stuck very easily. So I really need to spend more time on, writing down like each classes, like what's their responsibility, so that when I code, I have like a very clear vision of like what goes into what file. Right.
In general, I think that's a good practice to try to think about how the code will be structured early on, so that when you start coding, you don't have to think at all. If you get stuck, just go back to the architecture and say, what did I plan out?
Yeah.
And of course, it won't be perfect, but you'll have a broad general direction. But in that sense, the total amount of time you spent on the project was about 17 hours.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of coding, I wasted a lot of time on coding because I feel like I started off in like wrong is it structure or architect, like which make my code even more confusing, and that's why I was stuck at a point, and then I was like, I reached out to you and said, hey, I need help, like I don't know what to do. Yeah,
it's okay. We'll try it again in week 7.
Yeah,
try it with architecture and all that.
Yeah, and speaking of week 7, I talked to you about like last night, about how I want to do it differently for this upcoming week.
Yes.
Should
we talk about that a little bit later?
Okay, sure.
After going through this one.
Okay, sure. Okay. Do you want me to show the?
Yeah, let's just show off the app.
All right.
I think everyone's waiting for it.
So this is the very super simple app. So I already demoed the sketch last week, so I'm not gonna show that.
Well, you can show it again now, just a quick refresher.
Okay, sure. So this is the sketch file, and this is the actual work. So yeah, so as you can see, like I have like I'm missing like the mute button, and then I have like extra buttons like start, resume, pause. The reason why I have like 3 buttons right now for like start, resume, and pause is because honestly, I didn't have enough time to condense it into one button, and then I mean I tried, but I feel like I need more time to implement that logic. and I tried to do it, but there was some weird bug. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it separate as 3 buttons. And then, I mean, it's still functional. So I think it's fine. I'll just need to spend more time. I'll spend some time this week trying to fix this one, this bug. So like make it into 1 button. And yeah, so that's why it's three buttons. So everything else are pretty much the same. Yeah. Anyways, so first you can set the timer, and when you set the timer, you can click on start. And when I click on start, it's gonna have like a 3-second countdown for you to get ready, and then it's gonna count down the time. I can click on start.
3, 2, 1, go.
Right. So it says 3, 2, 1, go. And then that's when they start counting down the time. Because sometimes when you're working out, let's say doing planks, when you click on start, you need like a couple of seconds of buffer to get in the right position, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna like reduce the time to like 7 seconds, because it's gonna announce at 5,
3, 2, 1, 0. Time's up.
So at the 5-second mark, it's going to announce 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it says time's up. So it tells the user saying that, you reached the time limit, mm-hmm. or you reached 0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can like reset it. I don't remember.
I think you have to pause. I think you have to pause it somewhere in the middle, and then you can reset it.
Oh, right. So, I also want to show off the pause functionality as well.
Sure.
So this button, even though it says pause, it doesn't have the pause functionality, but I have to press this button. So yeah, I'm gonna it's not great, but I'm gonna fix it. So if I click on
3,
start,
2, 1,
and I can pause it, and I can resume it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
5,
wait.
4, 3.
Okay, yeah,
2.
sorry. Maybe I haven't really fixed that.
Bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, that's on my to-do list that I'm gonna fix.
Sure.
Yeah. Right.
You're gonna have enough time.
Next video, you'll see that it's gonna work.
You gotta make sure we get week 7 out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have good feelings about week 7. I look forward to this week.
All right. And so we actually use this app in the morning at today's Zoom session.
Right. So it works perfect if you follow specific flow, right? So you have to set the time, and then you click on start,
mm-hmm.
And then let it finish. And then it will work perfectly.
Okay.
There won't be any bugs.
You just have to know how to use it.
You just have to know how to use it.
Okay. So what were you thinking as we were doing the planks? Like, did you feel proud? It's like, wow, I made that app, and as you were doing the planks, or did you have any other thoughts as you were using it while we were doing planks?
Yeah. So I know. So when I was using it, I noticed that the screen starts to dim,
mm-hmm.
and I think like if it dims, it's gonna lock the phone eventually. I need to figure out like how do I keep the screen active while the timer is running.
I think there is a setting somewhere for your app.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna figure that out. I don't think that's difficult to do. I'm gonna figure that out. Hopefully, it won't take that long.
Okay.
It's definitely.
I feel like you always say that. It won't take that long.
It's definitely like a useful thing to have, like keep it active, because if the phone is locked, mm-hmm. The timer will stop. Oh, which another thing, I have to make sure to figure out how do I run the timer in the background.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. So like I said, this app, like it will function at certain conditions, like specific conditions.
Make sure the screen's on. Make sure you don't touch it.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for the demo for the app.
Okay. Let's see. Is there any, let's talk about the high points of this past week.
Okay.
Do you have any favorite moments of week 5, or where any points where you felt like triumphant, or any high points of making this? Like, what is your favorite part about week 5?
What's my favorite part? Like, honestly, I love and hate MVVM. I love MVVM because like all the logic is all in the view model. I don't have to worry about like what the view is.
Yeah.
So like if I fix the logic, like it's like magic, like everything works out of the box.
Right. There was that one point where you just started fixing and then you said, hey, it started
yeah,
working.
I'm like, what? That works? Yeah, like it surprises me.
Mm-hmm.
The down part about MVVM, it's like sometimes it's like you have to do extra work to make that one simple functionality.
Yep. There's that.
Yeah, I feel like once I get very, very used to MVVM with data binding, especially with data binding, I feel like it'll be a lot better. And with data binding, I feel like I have to be careful because there was this one time where I was in a loop cycle where I update a value and it broadcasts saying that the value is updated, and then it updates itself again, and then like the app crashes.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful of that.
Yeah,
you gotta make sure you know what's updating what.
Yeah. Oh, and so what's different about this app MVVM with data binding is that this version app of data binding that I can bind to multiple objects.
With multiple listeners.
With multiple listeners. And previous project, it was like you can only bind to one object.
Mm-hmm.
If you bind to more than one object, it's gonna override the other one, so the other one won't be listening.
Yep.
Right. So this one is like better.
Yeah. Let's see. Besides MVVM, can you think of any other low points or anything like you regret or
points,
or like wish you would have done differently, or worst part of the project?
I don't know. I can't think of it. Right. I can't think of one right now. What did I say something during the week that you thought it was a low point?
I don't know. Like it seems like you had a lot of troubles in week 5. I just don't know if it would be considered a low point.
It is definitely a low point. I feel like I started off in the wrong architect.
Okay, so just the beginning.
Yeah, because I had in the very beginning, I didn't have like a timer, my timer object to handle my time, like the increment of my time. I think, it was all in view model, and it was a mess, and then that's why I was so stressed out because like the code was a mess.
Right, and then there was a point where we extracted the timer logic. Outside into its own class.
Yeah. And then like it just makes so much sense. Like timer object is responsible for the time, and then view model talks to the timer object and then display it, and then interact with the view.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, the native iOS timer is kind of awkward to work with.
Yeah. Initially, I had like a native timer object in my view model, and when I have that there, all my logic for updating the time is in view model, so which made it like kind of very confusing.
Yep. Any final thoughts before we send off week 5 and say goodbye to it forever? Until you start updating it.
Not goodbye forever. I do want to update it. I feel like I'm very, very close of making this app very useful. I mean, it is useful, like, because we used it this morning. I just want to make it like, there are some bugs in this app. I just want to remove that. So I'll continue working on this app on the side.
I think it's really cool that we get to actually use something that you make.
Yeah.
Like, we should start using the week 3, week 4 one too. Just, recording our workouts.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know about week 3 or 4.
But I mean, at least we have a timer.
Yeah.
We should make more.
Okay.
That photo app.
Photo app, right? Well, photo app
Eventually.
or video.
One of those.
Okay.
But let's talk about the next week
Okay.
7.
So week 7, I haven't really decided what to build yet.
Mm-hmm.
But my thoughts are for week 7 is that I want to find a tutorial. It's something that I want to learn.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to think about the design of the application, and I don't really have to worry about like me coming up with like the logic for the feature.
Yep.
Because I want to learn from the video and then implement it myself, and then focusing on like how do I convert that code into MVVM with data binding. I wanted to get more familiar and comfortable with MVVM and with data binding.
Okay, so the focus for week 7 is more MVVM and working with other people's projects.
Yeah. So I feel like that way I can cut down a lot of time on app design and thinking about like if my code works or not.
Well, you still probably have to think about both of those.
Right, but not as much.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my plan. Hopefully, week 7, right?
Yep,
week 7's app will look a lot better than the shit that I designed.
Hey, it's not bad. I mean, look, it's a green button and a red button.
Yeah.
All right, you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, cool. Let's finish. Let's do week 7. Let's finish strong. Let's release it before Sunday.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Jason.
Let's